Do you really love your cat? Or do you only think you do? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most cat owners believe love is obvious. We feed them, buy them toys, pet them, talk to them, and make space for them in our homes. So naturally, we assume they must feel loved. But cats do not understand love the way humans do. In fact, some of the things we do every single day, believing they are signs of affection, may actually make our cats feel pressured, confused, or distant. And the strangest part is this: your cat may already be showing you love in ways so quiet, so subtle, and so easy to miss that you don't even realize how deep the bond could be. So if you've ever wondered why some cats seem obsessed with their humans while others stay cautious, distant, or emotionally unreadable, this is where everything changes. Because once you understand what love feels like in a cat's world, you stop trying harder and start loving smarter. The first thing you need to understand is that your voice matters more than your cat's toys, more than fancy treats, and sometimes even more than touch. Not just your words, but your tone. Have you ever noticed how your voice changes when you talk to your cat? It becomes softer, warmer, sweeter, almost like the way someone talks to a baby. A lot of people feel silly doing this. They laugh at themselves. They think it sounds ridiculous. But to your cat, that soft voice is not silly at all. It is safety. It is familiarity. It is emotional warmth in sound form. Your cat may not understand every word, but it understands energy, rhythm, softness, and intention. A hard, distracted voice sounds like background noise. A warm voice sounds personal. So if you want your cat to feel connected to you, talk to them every day. Not only during feeding time, not only when they do something cute, but in ordinary passing moments. When they walk into the room, when they stare at you from across the couch, when they sit by the window, when they follow you into the kitchen. Speak gently. Let them hear that softness in you, because sometimes love begins with something as simple as the way your voice lands in their nervous system. Then there is the language of the eyes, and this is one of the most beautiful things cats do. If your cat has ever looked at you and then slowly closed its eyes, that was not random, that was not boredom, that was not sleepiness, that was trust. In the cat world, an unbroken stare can feel intense, even confrontational, but a slow blink says something completely different. It says, "I am relaxed around you. I do not see you as a threat. I feel safe enough to let my guard down." And if you return that blink, slowly and gently, you are answering in the exact language they understand. It may seem too small to matter, but to a cat, that moment is emotional clarity. It is a silent agreement between two beings saying, "We are okay with each other. We are safe here." And maybe that's why this gesture feels so intimate, because it asks for nothing. No food, no toy, no reward, just a shared feeling of peace. If your cat slow blinks at you, don't miss it. That tiny moment is often more meaningful than any dramatic display of affection. Now let's talk about play, because most people think they are entertaining their cat when they are actually boring it. Waving a toy mindlessly in front of a cat is not the same as giving it a real hunting experience. Cats are built for sequence: stalk, focus, wait, chase, strike, catch. That pattern is deeply wired into their minds and bodies, so when play feels fake, repetitive, or predictable, many cats lose interest, not because they are lazy, but because the game no longer feels real. If you want your cat to light up, make the toy move like prey. Let it hide, let it vanish, let it freeze, let it suddenly dart away. Move it behind furniture, under a blanket, around the edge of the room. Give your cat the thrill of uncertainty. Watch their body lower, their eyes widen, their muscles tighten. That is not just excitement, that is instinct coming alive. And when you become the person who awakens that instinct every day, your cat does not only see you as the provider of food, they see you as part of the most meaningful experience in their natural world. That changes everything. But not all bonding comes from doing. Sometimes the strongest bond is built by doing almost nothing at all. Humans often think love must be active. Touch them, hold them, call them, pet them, pick them up. But cats do not always experience closeness through action. Often they experience it through shared space. In the wild, cats do not relax near someone they do not trust. They do not casually settle beside uncertainty. So if your cat chooses to stay in the same room as you, to sit near you while you work, to nap at the end of the couch while you scroll on your phone, that is not meaningless. That is trust in physical form. And when you learn to sit near your cat without always reaching for them, without trying to make something happen, you send a message that may matter more than affection forced through your hands. You tell them, I don't need anything from you. I can simply be here with you. For a cat, that kind of presence is powerful. Over time, they notice. First, they stay across the room. Then they choose the same couch. Then, one day, without warning, they sit right beside you. And that's the magic of cats. They don't perform love on command. They choose it. And being chosen by a cat is one of the purest forms of trust a person can receive. There's also one mistake almost every cat owner makes, and it happens in less than 2 seconds. We see our cat, we get excited, and we immediately reach out to touch them. But your cat doesn't begin interaction the way you do. It begins with scent. Before touch, before play, before closeness, there is investigation. That's why so many cats feel more comfortable when you let them approach first. Instead of reaching straight for their head, hold out one finger a few inches away and wait. Let them sniff. Let them decide. Let them gather information. If they push their face into your hand or rub their cheek against your finger, that is consent in the clearest form they know. It means, yes, I know you. Yes, I'm comfortable. Yes, we can continue. That tiny pause before contact can completely change how your cat experiences you, because now you are not someone who invades their space, you are someone who asks, and trust grows much faster around those who ask instead of assume. Then comes one of the hardest things for loving cat owners to accept. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is leave a sleeping cat alone. A sleeping cat looks irresistible, curled up, peaceful, tiny, warm, completely vulnerable. Everything in you wants to pick them up, kiss them, or pull them close. But from your cat's perspective, sleep is sacred. It is when their body resets, when stress lowers, when the nervous system softens, when they are most exposed. If your cat falls into deep sleep in a certain place, it means they have judged that space as safe. And when that safety is interrupted again and again by human affection, something changes. They may not always fight it, they may not scratch or run, but they remember, and eventually they begin choosing higher shelves, hidden corners, underbed spaces, places where your love cannot reach them so easily. It is not rejection, it is protection. So next time you see your cat asleep, try doing nothing. Let them keep that peace. Let them stay in the place they believed was safe. Real love is not always about being close. Sometimes it's about protecting someone's ability to rest without fear. And then there is the place on your cat's body that means more than most people realize. Not the belly, not even the chin, the area behind the ears and along the top and back of the head. This is one of the most intimate places in feline social bonding because it's an area cats can easily groom on their own. When cats deeply trust one another, they groom each other there. It's a kind of closeness reserved for the inner circle. So when you gently stroke that area, slowly, softly, without pressing too hard, you are touching a part of their emotional map associated with comfort, care, and bonded safety. Watch your cat when you do it right. The eyes soften, the face relaxes, the body melts, the purr changes into something deeper, steadier, more intimate. This is not just physical pleasure, it is emotional surrender. It is your cat letting itself feel held in a way that goes beyond ordinary petting, and that's why gentleness matters so much. Not rough scratching, not playful tapping, not overstimulation, just calm, slow, repetitive reassurance, the kind that tells your cat, you are safe enough to let go here. But maybe the most important thing of all is this. Loving a cat means accepting that a cat will never love like a dog. A cat does not always run to greet you with noisy enthusiasm. It does not always want to be held. It does not always obey affection the moment you offer it. But that does not mean the love is small. In fact, cat love is often deeper because it is quieter. It hides in routines, in choices, in repeated tiny decisions.
the way your cat follows you from room to room without making a sound, the way they sit outside the bathroom waiting, the way they sleep near your legs at night, the way they come to inspect your face when you are sick, the way they choose your sweater, your chair, your side of the bed because your scent feels like home. None of that is random. None of that is accidental. Cats are selective creatures. Their affection is rarely loud, but it is incredibly deliberate. And once you learn their language, something beautiful happens. You realize your cat may have been loving you all along. You just didn't know how to read it. That slow blink, that quiet presence, that tail held high when they walk towards you, that cheek rub against your hand, that decision to nap in the same room, that soft purr when your fingers find the right place behind their ears. These are not small things. These are love letters written in a language made of